Nothing quite defines South Texas as a city rich in history and charm as San Antonio. Founded as a Spanish mission and colonial outpost in 1718, first chartered civilized settlement in San Antonio as of 1731, and has certainly seen its share of growth in the last 306 years as we prepare for another San Antonio landmark, high school football in the Alamo Dome. We're talking 5A Division I regional final action today as the Flower Bluff Hornets come up from the coast to take on the Smithson Valley Rangers. Good afternoon, along with Brian Hill. My name is Roland J. Reese. And Brian, we're back to the scene of what we enjoyed last week and seeing a great output by the Smithson Valley Rangers offense.
Yeah, and playing in December is never easy. It's a hard road to get here. Not very many teams left, and it's obviously going to face another tough opponent in Flower Bluff today. They've kind of been the cardiac kids of late. Other than their first round matchup, their last 5 ball games have all been within one possession coming down to the wire. So they're here for a reason. They're a good football team, and we're expecting a good showdown today.
Absolutely. We saw a shot of their head coach, Clint Elwood. As a matter of fact, the Hornet toss this afternoon. They've elected to defer to the second half, and they will kick off. Smithson Valley, the first to receive the football, Brody Day, along there back with Hunter Haug to receive the kickoff. Speaking of Hunter, what a game he had defensively last week against the New Braunfels Unicorns. We'll talk a little bit more about that. We need to see the same kind of game from Hunter and the rest of that defense this afternoon.
Yeah, going to be challenging for the defense. Flower Bluff is a very explosive offense, throwing the ball. 2 very, very explosive weapons at wide receiver, and number 1, Cameron Dixon, and then number 6, Andre Mims. So it's going to be a tall task for the Ranger defense.
You mentioned that, Jaden Paliseo, the senior quarterback. Great job he has done throwing the football this week. As a matter of fact, he threw for 217 yards in last week's win for Flower Bluff. And we're underway from the Alamo Dome this afternoon. This one handled by Day. He'll get the ball out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line, and that's where the Ranger offense will go to work for the first time this afternoon. Here's your offensive stars to look out for the Smithson Valley Rangers this afternoon. Brody Day, who led receiving last game for the Rangers. Brant Sowersby, always a threat to run that football.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Flower Bluff comes out in. Last couple of games, they've mixed up their front 3 down, 4 down, but they do like to bring pressure. They like to mix things up.
And the quarterback is, of course, Cade Spradling. Got Miller in motion to the far side. Sowersby drops the football. Has the presence of mind to fall back on top of it.
Yeah, looks like we had it. We had an overset into the boundary. It was running outside zone stretch play into the boundary. Looks like we had it sealed up pretty well. I don't know what happened. I was watching the edge to see if we were able to get the blocks. Somehow there was a bobble between the quarterback and running back exchange, but looked like we had a good play. But nonetheless, it's a 3-yard loss on first down.
Cade Spradling, as you see there, selected the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game, among other accolades we'll talk about here in just a bit. He's 2nd and 13 after that 3-yard loss. Here's the pitch to Sowersby on the sweep across the 30 down to around the 31-yard line before he'll be met there and knocked out of bounds. And it's Cameron Dixon in on the stop for Flower Bluff.
A decent game of play, a little pitch out, quick pitch, trying to get the edge, don't even block the defensive end. So Sowersby does a good job outrunning him. Kind of influence block the other way. Hopefully defensive end chases. He actually recovers pretty well. Ends up getting in on the play, but about a 5-yard gain. So we'll see on the first 3rd down of the game.
Day and Miller go flanked out to the far side on this 3rd down and 8. Spradling looking downfield, unloads.
Yeah, got there early. It's pass interference.
That will be pass interference as he was looking in the direction of P.K. Miller.
Yeah, corner just got there a little bit early, and I don't think he necessarily needed to. He kind of got the throws a little bit late going through his progressions. You see Spradling having to hang on to it for a while, and you see he's already coming through the back of PK before the ball's even halfway there. But it was a good read and good coverage. He just got there just a little bit early, as you can see, coming through the back. But fortunate for the Rangers, picking up a big first down on their first drive.
Dramatic first down on the penalty as the Rangers faithful approve. Just underway, as we mentioned, 5A Division I regional final. Flower Bluff Hornets and the Smithson Valley Rangers. They're going to send Day and Miller out to the near side this time on a 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the Smithson Valley 39-yard line. Spradling looking downfield, has Day. Pass is incomplete. It looked like Julian Johnson from his free safety position just held him up a little bit.
Yeah, I wanted to take a shot on the safety with our inside receiver. Looks like just a little, you know, that the deep ball, the deep fade by the inside guy, you kind of give that receiver a two-way go to go inside or outside based off how the safety's playing. That time Brody decides to snap it off inside right as Cade was thinking he was going to stay down the hash. So just a little bit of a miscommunication there, but I like the shot call early.
2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line. Spradling calls for signals. He decides to put it away and keep him himself, then changes his mind and has a man downfield. This is Miller at the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Smithson Valley. And the Rangers draw first blood in this 5A Division I regional final contest.
Ah, that's sneaky right there. That is real sneaky. We run the quarterback so much. I think Spradling had over 20 carries last week, and we hadn't run him yet in today's game, and so we line up and he starts running downhill with the guard pull and the fullback pull like we're running a quarterback counter like we did so much last week, and then he steps out of it and runs bootleg. They only had one guy out there. He covered the first option, but 2 and 3 were wide open. Sometimes those are the toughest throws when you know they're wide open, but he puts it right on the money, and PK scores a big touchdown opening drive.
What a way to get things started. 10:53 remaining here in the opening quarter, and our score, Smithson Valley 7, Flower Bluff nothing. We'll be back with more of this 5A Division I regional final action in just a moment. With Smithson Valley on the scoreboard first to get things started. And as you mentioned, Brian, what a great call, because Spradling was running all over the place last week, and he just decided to pull it in and find Miller downfield.
Yeah, design bootleg, but everything up front told the defense it's quarterback counter, and they fell for it. We're going to kick it out of bounds here and give Flower Bluff pretty good field position. But yeah, they, there's nothing a part of that play that yells pass. Spradling kind of rocks back and lets his guard and fullback get out ahead of him like he always does on quarterback run. And then he just takes 2 steps to it and then wheels out. And, man, it was just like you drew it up. That's how bootleg will be running heaven one day.
We were tipping our cap to Cade Spradling here, who's also going to see some time defensively. Not only is he going to be playing in the All-Star game here in the San Antonio area, also going to take his talents to West Point and play for Army, where he'll be following quarterback who had a great season in Bryson Daly up there for the Cadets. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage at 30-yard line. Nothing doing there as that tough Ranger defense stifles a Flower Bluff run.
Yeah, looked like a little RPO. Quarterback was reading the outside with his 2-man, 3-man receiver game over there. We rolled our safety late, so it was actually a good read by Pelucio to not pull it. We were trying to trick him and roll to a trap coverage, but he left it with the running back. But good job by the Ranger defense of stopping the run.
Tyler Simpson, leading rusher, with the attempt there. They're going to give him 2. It's 2nd and 8. Here's Paliseo dropping back. Looks downfield and has his receiver in Cameron Dixon across the 40 and into Smithson Valley territory. That'll move the chains and give the Hornets a first down.
Yeah, and it's just a good throw. I mean, it was good defense. Haug is right on him, but it's just a good throw and a good route, and there's a reason why he's going to be playing in the SEC next year. And it was a good throw by Pelucio.
First down. Give once again straight ahead. Not much there for the running back, Simpson. He'll get stacked up. Caleb Barlow, among others, on the stop for Smithson Valley.
Rangers so far doing a good job of stopping the run. That's 2 first downs in a row where they kept it to 2 yards or less, but we're going to have to keep contained and limit the explosive plays up the field.
Gain of 1. It's 2nd and 9. Paliseo drops back. He's going to feel pressure and go down. Big sack that time. Hudson Woods in on the stop for Smithson Valley.
Yeah, initially Woods gets the sack, but Barrow comes off the edge as well, beats his man, and forces Paliseo to have to step up, and then right into the waiting arms of Woods. So great pressure by both defensive ends there. And so now we'll see Flower Bluff's first third down of the ball game, and it's a long one, 3rd and 12.
It is 3rd and 12. They've got 2 receivers either side. Paliseo calling signals. Dropping back, looks downfield, has a man at the 25, and across the 20 is the receiver Jace Raines.
Yeah, it's that beater route. It's so tough to defend if it's carried out. When we were playing our 2 high safeties, we kind of got like a Tampa look where Mike Backer drops, and he just read that Piegler went to the other side and threw it to the other seam. And that's a big 3rd down conversion for Flower Bluff.
Handoff once again, going straight ahead to Tyler Simpson. He'll get a couple. Caleb Piegler to put the initial hit on him. Going to get 2 on that play. It'll be 2nd and 8. 3 receivers to the far side and a pair of receivers to the near side. The quarterback, Jaden Paliseo. Dropping back, feeling pressure once again, unloads, looking end zone, has a man all by himself in Cameron Dixon. That'll be a touchdown for Flower Bluff.
Yeah, they ran a little and go. They run the tunnel screen so often, so this time they raised up like they're throwing that tunnel screen, and then the guy who typically blocks for it, he just released down. And I think in the scramble drill, we had some pressure, made Paliseo escape the pocket. In the scramble drill, Dixon gets lost in the back of the end zone for a pretty easy touchdown. So, both offenses' first drive of the ball game faced 3rd and longs, and we're able to get first downs and convert and then score, the next play or 2. And so it'll be important for 3rd down stops moving forward.
Ethan Satsky on to try the extra point, and it is good. With 8:10 remaining here in the first quarter, our score, Smithson Valley 7, Flower Bluff 7. More to come right here on the Rangers Network. Well, with 8:10 remaining in the first quarter, Brian Hill, Flower Bluff apparently had an answer. Getting it done to the air.
Yeah, and again, Ranger defense, as usual, doing a good job stopping the run, but it's that Aerosol, we talked about it before the game. Paliseo is a very accurate passer, and he's got 2 really explosive playmakers on the outside in number 1, Cameron Dixon, who you saw scoring the touchdown, and number 6, Mims, and then 2 or 3 other guys that are really solid as well. And so both really the only 2 plays that they had success on other than the scramble drill touchdown was those little beater routes by the inside receiver on the skinny post. And so look to shore that up. And but again, good job of the Ranger defense stopping the run. But we gotta look out for that pass.
And kickoff, Brody Day is going to handle this. Across the 20, down to around the 23-yard line. Good special team stop that time. Zane Funk, number 25 for Flower Bluff, making the stop. It'll be Smithson Valley on offense once again.
Yeah, I bet you I think we only had 4 plays on that first drive. Didn't get off to the cleanest start. We had a bobbled snap on first down. Pretty decent play on second. Got an interference call on third and then scored the next one. So I bet you we see some dose of Cade running the ball from the quarterback spot and see if we can get that zone going again.
From the 22-yard line, 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Spradling fakes a handoff. He puts it away himself. Going far side across the 25, across the 40, into Flower Bluff territory. Cade Spradling is gone. Touchdown Rangers.
That's one way to answer. Again, it's what they've run the last couple weeks to great success. It's essentially a reverse look, but running it with the quarterback. We're faking that the counter with the guard and fullback pulling again. Cisco Carvajal does a great job of selling it. He pulls for 2 steps, and everybody in the world thinks it's quarterback counter, and then he bootlegs out of it, and then Cisco gets out in front of him, and that time he had a convoy. Really, one guy had a chance to snip his legs, but once he got past that guy, it's a touchdown, and so Rangers, great response. Great 75-yard run, Cade. Now go play Will linebacker. We need you to make some tackles out there now.
You're mentioning that. Rushing had 22 carries for 143 yards last week against New Braunfels. What a job he did. And it looks like he's going to pick up right where he left off last week.
Yeah, that was his first run of the game, and I would say that he arrived, and made a splash on his first carry there. I think it was 74, 75 yards. On the opening run, but again, just a well-designed play and very well blocked. I mean, Cade will be the first one to tell you that was very, very well blocked. But once he gets in the open field and ahead of steam, he's hard to bring down, and he did the rest himself.
Certainly is. What an answer. What a touchdown run for the senior quarterback. As a matter of fact, he rushed for 737 yards on 100 carries during the regular season. We mentioned a big week last week running the football. Maybe a question of the Smithson Valley run game against the Flower Bluff passing game, but that's still to be seen. He threw a beautiful, that is Spradling, a beautiful touchdown pass to Miller to get the scoring started this afternoon already.
Yeah, it was a great response by the Rangers taking back the lead. Now we'll see if the defense can force either a turnover or a punt and see if that Ranger offense can get back on the field.
Here's the kickoff. This handled by Dixon. Across the 20, down to around the 25-yard line. Colton Hornsby on the stop on special teams that time for Smithson Valley.
Yeah, he's an explosive runner. Got a little seam there. We closed it up pretty quick. Tackled at the 25, 26-yard line. Most people will be very happy with that. But, Rangers focus so much on special teams. When a team returns it, you're looking to try to get them inside the 20. So decent return. But it ends up right where they would have been if they would have fair catch it. So second drive of the ball game for Flower Bluff.
Flower Bluff's quarterback, 251 of 341 for almost 3,900 yards during the regular season. Here's Paliseo on the keeper across the 25, down to around the 26-yard line. Boy, he's met there. Kyle Bierman on the stop. And early on, it looks like Smithson Valley's doing a good job of containing that run.
Yeah, and again, it's Smithson Valley's defense is so stout in the run game. It all starts up front with those 4 guys, with Souza and Barrow and Woods and Roberts and all those guys. And they're going to make it tough for Flower Bluff to run. We just got to be able to cover it on the back end.
Gain of 1 at 2nd and 9. Paliseo dropping back. Feeling pressure, unloads, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That's Tyler Simpson. Might have heard footsteps coming that time because right behind him was Colton Hornsby. That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Yeah, that looks. Souza was on the pressure. He's wearing number 29, usually in number 98, but forgot his jersey, I guess, and so he's in number 29, and he put pressure on Paliseo, made him run out, and he tried to dump it off to his back, but Piegler was waiting there right for him. Even if he'd have completed that, Piegler would have made a tackle for about no gain. So another 3rd and long. Last time they threw to the inside slot on a little bender route over the middle. See if they do the same thing.
2 receivers either side on this 3rd and 9. Paliseo unloads. Piegler was giving pressure, but the pass complete. That time Simpson's going to be knocked out of bounds just shy of a 1st down.
Yeah, he's going to be about a yard short, so it'll be interesting to see if Flower Bluff is going to punt it from their own end zone. Looks like the punting unit's going to come out. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to punt it. They have faked a few, but we brought pressure. Unlike the last 3rd down, let him have a clean pocket. We blitzed both linebackers, made him chase. He dumped it off, and then it was a good rallying tackle by Haug to get him knocked out before the marker. But we're going to play base defense right here just in case they want to fake it on 4th and 1.
On showing punt, this is Ethan Satsky. This is indeed going to be a punt. Davila gets it on a bounce, tries to turn it upfield, but will be met there and dropped and in on the stop on special teams. That was number 44, Owen Beceda, among others.
Yeah, great job of just fielding it by Davila. It was a pretty short kick and bounced in front of him and then took a shot forward on the hop. And if he doesn't field that, that's probably going to roll out another 20 yards or so, and probably Ranger offense are looking at starting inside their own 20-yard line. But just by fielding that, He saved a couple yards, and so Smithson Valley will have decent field position about the 34-yard line for their third series.
It'll be 1st and 10. Cade Spradling brings the offense back out. There goes Miller in motion far side to give to Soursby. Ducks his head, bangs out over the 35, down to around the 37-yard line.
Yeah, we came back to it. That was going to be the first play of the game. We motioned into an overset. Pretty good job by the defender. I'm trying to see what number it was. 14 have fallen off his block, but we came back to it. That was supposed to be the first play of the game. If you remember, we bobbled that and fumbled it and lost 4, but we came back to it and had a pretty decent gain on first down, gain of 3.
2nd and 7 now for Smithson Valley. Their own 37-yard line. Spradling rolling right. Tries to put it away. He'll pick up positive yardage across the 40, the 41-yard line. Before he's hit there, Elijah Kane in on the stop that time for Flower Bluff.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was designed or whether it was just kind of an impromptu. We ran a speed out with Day, and then it was pretty well covered, and then he just kind of turned it up into an and-go wheel route. He was actually wide open, but Cade had already had to pull it down because he had some pressure. Be interesting to see if that was a play call or if we come back to that a little bit later.
It's 3rd and 3 now for Smithson Valley. Line of scrimmage is their own 41-yard line. Here's the pitch to Miller. He's going to be wrapped up and thrown for a loss. Defensive pursuit that time by Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, the timing wasn't great. We outrun that if the timing's a little bit better. That was kind of an Aggie pitch, block one way, and obviously they had some sort of call on where the linebacker just triggered because his read, which is the guard, was pulling the other way. So obviously they had some sort of game plan deal that when we bring fly sweep motion that they're going to trigger. So Smithson Valley will be making a mental note of that and probably run the ball back where it came from if he's going to chase and get upfield on the zing route. But big stop for on 3rd down by Flower Bluff's defense.
Trent Abaya to punt this thing away for Smithson Valley. Cameron Dixon waits back at his own 30-yard line. He's going to take a Ranger roll inside the 30. Be down at around the 28. That's where Flower Bluff will go to work 1st and 10. 4:55 remain in the opening quarter. 61-yard pass to P.K. Miller to get things started. Gave Smithson Valley an early 7-0 lead. His Rangers impact players we see on defense: Caleb Solson, Caleb Piegler. Also has a great job running the football. Diego Davila, P.K. Miller, and of course Liam McGee. Look forward to seeing big things from them the remainder of this afternoon. 1st and 10. Paliseo unloads, has Dixon, but he's wrapped up right away. There's one of the players we're talking about. That's Colton Hornsby.
Yeah, great play from the outside linebacker, Hornsby. They motion the back and motion to an empty the other way, hoping to draw some eyes and throw that little tunnel screen coming back. They actually have an offensive lineman who is pegged to block that outside linebacker, but Hornsby sees it so quick and triggered so quick he got there before the O-lineman could for a tackle for loss on 1st down.
That's a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 12 now for Flower Bluff. Paliseo dropping back, unloads, downfield, pass intercepted!
Wow.
What a pick!
Wow.
Diego Davila. Who does that surprise among Smithson Valley fans?
I got to see this again. Unbelievable interception. Goes up top. It was a good throw. He times it perfect, high points it, tips it to himself, catches it, and for one of the most incredible interceptions that I've seen at the high school level, what an incredible play by Diego Davila.
Absolutely.
That'll get the crowd going.
That is what high school athleticism is all about right there. And Diego Davila, one of those leaders, had a great game last week against New Braunfels. Back for more of the same this week. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, Ranger 48. Spradling calling his own number. Banging out to the Flower Bluff 45 before he's brought down.
Yeah, we talked about it last drive. Bring that motion, and they're just shooting guys up the field saying we're not going to let you get the edge when you hand it off to your fly sweep guy. We said, okay, that's fine. We're going to fake it to him and get your guys flowing laterally and up the field, and then we're going to run it with the quarterback. And so had a good effect that time, picking up good chunk, 7 yards on 1st down.
The 2nd and 3 now for the Rangers. Here's the handoff. This is Soursby across the right end. As he'll cross the 40 down to around the 37-yard line. That'll move the chains to give the Rangers a 1st down.
Yeah, it's the outside zone play. And again, this is the thing about Smithson Valley's offense is they have a couple different plays, but they run the base stuff. You know, they're going to run stretch, they're going to run counter, they're going to run ISO, and they're going to run zone. But the presentation is always different. That time we motioned to be able to get a hat on their roll down safety. So it's just the presentation and the way they set it up is really good.
Knudsen taking the snap for Smithson Valley, feeling pressure, and he'll go down at about the 45-yard line. Is coming over to make the stop that time. That's defensive end Landon Green.
I think they're going to throw a penalty. I think they're going to say that roughing the passer or contact with the head. We'll see it here. Comes in and swats at it. I didn't see that. It's a bad call if it is, but
let's see. There's a call. We'll check this out.
Oh, they're going to call holding on Smithson Valley. Okay, called a hold, and interesting. I thought their coach might have declined that. You know, the sack and a loss of about 6 or 7. So to me as a coach, I'd rather have 2nd and 17 than 1st and 20 and giving them an extra down. But nonetheless, they moved them back, and so Rangers have a 1st and 20 and a big hill to overcome here.
Line of scrimmage is the Flower Bluff 47. It is 1st and 20. Knudsen feeling pressure, dancing away, unloads, looks downfield, has a man, pass complete inside the 20. Brody Day.
Wow.
Huge first down for the Rangers.
What a catch. And I'll tell you what, a great job by Knudsen. It was not blocked very well. They brought a pressure off the edge, and we didn't go meet it at the line of scrimmage, and so the collision happened right in Ty's lap. And he does a great job of keeping 2 hands on the ball, moving in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket, and delivering a throw. And then you can't say enough about that catch. It was a jump ball, and Brody Day won it. And that's 2 unbelievable plays that we've seen by Diego and by Day in a span of about 5 minutes here.
So from the Flower Bluff 16, 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Knudsen on the pitch, coming near side, Brody Day across the 15, the 10, reverses field, gets inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line before he's brought down. In on the stop, Micah Mitchell, among others, for Flower Bluff.
That's the same blocking that Cade scored on earlier. That time we flipped it to a receiver on the reverse, but it's that fake counter, roll back out of it. And so successful play, get inside the 5-yard line. Unfortunately, looks like Flower Bluff has a player down. Can't see the number, but hopefully he's okay.
I believe it's number 15, if I'm not mistaken. It's Elijah Kane, the senior rover back, plays the defensive secondary for the Hornets. Things get quiet. We certainly hope everything's fine. Right now, let's break away. We'll come right back with more action here on the Rangers Network. And back from timeout, the good news is Elijah Kane back on his feet and over to the Flower Bluff sideline. Came off the field under his own power, always a good sign to see.
Yeah, and a good job by Knudsen coming in and giving Cade a breather and getting us down here, but Cade inside the red zone just presents that element of him running so much. So Cade's going to get back in the ball game here at quarterback.
1st and goal, Smithson Valley. Cade takes the snap straight up the middle into the end zone to no one's surprise. Touchdown Rangers.
Yeah, quarterback stretch, and we blocked everybody. You can't account for the safety. We said, Cade, you're going to have to account for the safety, and he did by running him over and making a miss. Now, on the other side of it, we had 2 wide receivers up there, and somehow Brody Day ended up with his helmet off, laying on the ground. I didn't see what happened, but hopefully nothing extracurricular going on over there. Couldn't afford a 15-yard penalty. Obviously, something happened to him, but he's up and moving and back on the sideline, so that's good for him. But a good drive by the Rangers, capping off and paying off the incredible interception by Diego Davila.
We got 1:48 remaining here in the first quarter, and thus far, Cade Spradling with 83 yards rushing, and that's on touchdown runs alone. That's between a couple of carries. Amaya on to try the extra point, and it's good. And as we mentioned, 1:48 remaining here in the first quarter. Our score, Smithson Valley 21, Flower Bluff 7. Back with more in a moment here on the Rangers Network. Back with you now, a minute 48 remaining here in the first quarter in our Class 5A Division I regional final. We've seen an inspired Smithson Valley football team on both sides of the ball. And if you want to include special teams, 3 sides of the ball. Certainly playing up to what we expect from them this evening thus far. Here's a kickoff. Dixon will handle this. Coming out of his end zone across the 10. The 20, run out of bounds about the 21-yard line. Once again, good special team play that time by Daniel De Hoyos.
Yeah, De Hoyos, and then Kalunga comes in there and finishes him off. Just a good pursuit by the Rangers. That's a dangerous guy back there with the ball in his hands. As you can see, making 2 or 3 guys miss. And then good job by Kalunga coming in and forcing him to the sideline and pushing him out. So they'll get the ball 21-yard line. And last 2 possessions, Ranger defense done much better. I think this is a big drive for both sides right here. If Smithson Valley defense can get another hold or turnover and Smithson Valley go punch it in one more time, we're looking at a lot of momentum, but they can get right back in this ball game with a touchdown here. So big drive for both groups.
Line of scrimmage is their own 21-yard line. Paliseo decides to put it away and run. But as we mentioned, that Smithson Valley defense certainly not allowing for too much, as Colton Hornsby, among others, making the stop on the Flower Bluff quarterback, Jaden Paliseo.
Hornsby looked like he got held just a little bit out there on the edge, but that's okay. But a good job by the defensive end, Barrow, getting upfield, forcing him wide. And again, anytime you can make guys start going side to side, the troops will arrive here pretty quick. So another short gain on first down.
Gain of 2, it'll be 2nd and 8. Paliseo feeling pressure. Got to scramble out of it, unloads in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. And that is Cameron Dixon on the far side of the field at about the 30-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down for Flower Bluff.
Doing a good job of getting pressure, not just getting pressure on the edges. Okay, when you get pressure on the edges, but you don't get any penetration on the inside, he can step up in the pocket, and that's when the scrambles really hurt you, when he can just run straight ahead. But our interior guys are doing a great job getting pressure too, making him scramble laterally, and that time he had to get way out of the pocket, threw it high, brings up another 3rd down.
3rd and 8, 3 receivers far side, the single receiver to the near side for Paliseo. Feeling pressure this time. Pass caught, ball on the ground. It's recovered by Jace Raines.
That's going to be interesting. He had the 1st down. They did not block Piegler, and just an incredible throw by Paliseo. He had Piegler right in his face. Okay, and he had the 1st down, but he fumbled, and the ball was recovered back past the down marker, so it's actually going to be 4th and 1. We'll see if they're just trying to draw the Rangers off sides or if they're actually going to go for it.
4th and 1 for Flower Bluff. Almost worked. Good heads up there by Hornsby to get back.
They're going to call timeout, and they're going to punt it.
Absolutely. That was the intention, trying to get Smithson Valley to jump, and it didn't happen. So with 28 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, it's going to be 4th and 1 for Flower Bluff. Line of scrimmage is their own 30-yard line. So as we go to the Flower Bluff sideline.
Again, they know that this is a big drive. There's their head coach right there. Flower Bluff, some fun facts there. 1838 pastry war between France and Mexico. Texas was worried that France would close all the ports along the coast down there by the Corpus area. Some militia sent into Corpus Christi Bay to stop the smuggling, so that's kind of where they get their mascot and where the town of Flower Bluff, the name actually comes from, so some interesting facts there. But it looks like they're going to send their offense back. I don't know. That's their punter, I guess, but you know, down 21-7 with Smithson Valley. Doesn't look like you're able to stop Smithson Valley all that much, but you're curious to see. Thought maybe they might go for it like Dan Campbell, but looks like they are going to punt unless they want to fake.
Zatsky on to punt this thing away for the Hornets. Puts his right foot into it. Here's Davila fielding it at his own 40, coming near side. The 45 into Flower Bluff territory at about the 47-yard line. That time Owen Becerra, and on the stop for the Hornets, it'll be 1st down Smithson Valley.
And I'll tell you what, we talk about it all the time, all those returners back there, but Davila in particular just got, you know, guts, just staring up into the ceiling when you know there's 11 guys running down trying to take your head off, and you got one running right by, and he still doesn't fair catch it. He trusts his guys to block the gunners, and that time I think it was Kalunga that did a great job of doing that, but just fielding the ball is such a big deal, and a great job by Davila. So here we go, Smithson Valley compressed set. Let's see if we get a reverse of any kind or trying to take a shot early on.
1st and 10 Rangers. Knudsen once again into quarterback, hands off to Soursby. Dances across the 45 down to around the 40-yard line.
Yeah, good run. That time we did run counter. We've been faking the counter so often, both on Spradling's touchdown run and then on the bootleg to Miller, and that time we actually handed off to great success. So that'll be the end of the first quarter and a great opening quarter for the Rangers.
And it's in the books, the 5A Division I regional final. Our score, Smithson Valley 21, Flower Bluff 7. Second quarter action on the way. Rangers Network. Head coach Larry Hill.
You know that guy?
You know that guy.
I know that guy.
I guess I should tag it on the other end as legendary. If you go back so many years, legendary Larry Hill, I guess, is taking.
Well, he's been there a long time, and he's had a lot of guys throughout the years, and a lot of the core group is still there. He'll be the first to tell you there's a lot of legends on that staff.
And a very successful program. Here's a handoff straight ahead. Soursby may get one before they drive him back. On the stop that time was landed green for Flower Bluff. Now they're going to mark it back at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. No gain on the play.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe they would send Spradling back in there on 3rd and 3 just to add the quarterback run element there. But Knudsen's out there still, so 3rd down here. Maybe thinking 4-down territory. Too far for a field goal, pretty close for a punt.
Knudsen looking over to the sideline. Takes the snap, handoff straight ahead. Couple of tough yards. I think he's going to make it. Soursby that time. They're going to mark this at about the 37-yard line.
We'll see. Both of them running in kind of right on that yard line. If he didn't get it, it's going to be very, very close. And we'll see where the mark is. I think they're first down Rangers.
They're going to absolutely. Thought he was calling for a measurement, but no, that is a first down.
Coach Hill's asking him to reset the play clock. Already down to 15 seconds, but obviously they were deciding whether it was a first down or not, so they're asking them to reset it. We're already down to 5 seconds, and obviously, yeah, okay, there it is. The ref's doing it, resetting the play clock to 25 seconds. The guy up top's not listening, so had to blow it. Now we're running. Here we go.
There you go. Day comes flanked out to the near side. Miller to the far side. Preston Baker, the tight end. Lined up at the top of your screen. It's first down. Here's Knudsen. Looking downfield. Pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, P.K. Miller, and he knows it.
What a throw.
He knows he had it.
Yeah, it was good coverage, but we did have a step, and it was an incredible throw. Look at that throw from Knudsen. I mean, you can't throw it any better than that. Looked like number 1, who's they're also good wide receiver, much like PK, playing both ways. Their wide receiver, Dixon, their corner, kind of got a hand on his arm. You could see here, kind of grabs PK's left arm, so he has to only go up with one. That's why I missed it, but impressive throw by the sophomore Knudsen there.
PK will go flanked out to the far side now. Comes in motion on their second down to give Soursby. Following his blockers across the 35 down to around the 34-yard line. Penalty markers on the field. Once again, Green gets up off the bottom of that pile along with Owen Agus.
It was a very, very, very late flag. So almost like he saw and let the play develop, and if it was a good play for us, then he threw. I don't know what the call is going to be. Illegal blindside block, because they blitzed somebody off the edge, and we kind of cracked them. Anytime you hit somebody hard nowadays, yeah, hitting too hard. So that's a 15-yard penalty in 2024. So wow. You see it right there up on the replay. PK comes in, he's blocking the guy, and the guy's he comes on a blitz, and just because he's not looking, and he fell to the ground. They're going to call that every time in 2024. So another big penalty, so it is, what, 2nd and 25 now.
Absolutely. Backs us up back into Smithson Valley territory at their own 48-yard line. Miller and Baker out to the far side. Brody Day to the near side. Here's Knudsen. Rolling right, finds Miller. Across the 45 to get a little chunk of that back. He's back into Flower Bluff territory. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, again, conservative play call, just trying to get some of it back. You know, if you throw incomplete there, it's 3rd and 25, and there's no real plays in on your call sheet for 3rd and 25. So you want to get some of it back here. And I would imagine that we may take a shot if we have one-on-one coverage on the outside, but you don't necessarily have to throw the ball past the sticks here on 3rd and 15. You need to get at least half of it back because, again, you're in that iffy territory. If it's 4th and close, then they might go for it. Might be thinking 4-down territory.
3rd and 18.
Got one-on-one coverage down here with Day.
This time, Spradling puts it away, crosses the 40 down to around the 39-yard line.
Yeah, tried a little quarterback draw, see if we could sneak one in there. If we could get it close enough to maybe want to go for it, but looks like the Rangers are going to punt it away. That'd be a 57-yarder, so I know Amaya's got a strong leg, but not that strong. So, again, that penalty, it's a drive killer. 15 yards is really tough to overcome. So just when Rangers kind of had a chance to maybe pull away and stomp on the throat a little bit and go up 3 possessions, penalty set us back and looks like we'll have to punt. Hopefully pin him deep.
Cameron Dixon waits back at his own 10-yard line for the Amaya punt. This one looks like Smithson Valley has an opportunity to pin Flower Bluff deep, and that's what's going to happen. What a punt by Trent Amaya.
Great punt. Absolutely great punt. And now they're going to have to go 97 yards, which, again, for this offense, that's not necessarily, it's not the slot T where they're running the ball, and that's a significant deal. They can get it big chunks in a hurry. And so, Smithson Valley D-line is thinking maybe safety, see if we can get some pressure. But we still got to be careful in the secondary because they have some weapons.
1st and 10 for Flower Bluff. Line of scrimmage is their own 3-yard line. Pair of receivers either side for quarterback Jaden Paliseo. Unloads. Off the fingertips and complete across the 10 down to around the 11-yard line. Goes Andre Mims, the senior wide receiver.
Yeah, and that's the first time we've called his name today. He's explosive. In fact, looking at the stats, Cameron Dixon gets a lot of notoriety, as he should. He's going to Vanderbilt. But Sims actually has a few more catches and more yards on the season. He is equally as explosive, and that's the first time we've called his name today. Expect them to try to get him involved more.
Give him a 9. It's 2nd and 1. Paliseo looks downfield, overthrows his intended receiver, Dixon. Bring up a 3rd down. Back defensively, Liam McGee. We talked about him being one of the impact players on defense for this Smithson Valley squad.
Yeah, trying to take a shot on 2nd and 1. Good job on having over-the-top coverage by Davila. Now it's 3rd and 1. See if the Ranger defense can get a 3 and out and give the offense back the ball in a short field.
3rd and 1.
Not ready.
Give straight ahead. That'll be a 1st down for Tyler Simpson as he bangs out to about the 15.
We weren't lined up. They broke the huddle quick, and we were still moving around, not even in our stance, so we weren't able to come off the ball like we usually do, and that's why they were able to pick up 1st down, but you got to get set quicker.
They're going to mark this at the 16 as Simpson now hobbling over to the sideline. See what kind of factor that plays in the offense for Flower Bluff.
They bring in
1st and 10.
They bring in number 22, who actually starts a linebacker for them, but he's going to come in at running back now.
Cameron Johnson, the backfield with Paliseo. Takes the snap. Jaden looking downfield, nothing there. He'll scramble. Be run out of bounds. Shy of the 20-yard line. Good defensive pursuit that time, coming from Caleb Barlow, among others.
Yeah, pretty good coverage down the field, making him scramble, and good job of pursuing to the sideline. And that's where he's dangerous, he scramble and he can run, but where he's most dangerous is scrambling and then those receivers get into scramble mode and hitting somebody down the field. So good job of maintaining coverage down the field.
2nd and 8 to give. This is Johnson across the 20. Diego Davila, and on the stop, moves him back to about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, we lost the edge there. Looked like I got a little hands to the face. Barrow's helmet almost comes off there, but he was able to bounce it outside of him. Good pursuit. Good job by McGee holding the edge, and also Davila coming downhill, keeping it to a minimum gain. So we got another big 3rd down here, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5. See if the Rangers can get off the field.
2 receivers to the near side and a single receiver to the far side. The quarterback, Jaden Paliseo, takes the snap, drops, looks, has a man. Just shy of the 30-yard line goes the receiver, Jacob Kane.
Yeah, just a little quick out route in 3rd and 5. You think maybe up tight just a little bit and take those away, but we were soft coverage, so he just looks up, raises up, and throws it and picks up a big 3rd down on just a little 5-yard, 6-yard out route on 3rd and 5.
From the 28, Paliseo calling his own number, straight ahead across the 30-yard line. He's getting up off the bottom of that pile. Number 99, Justin Robertson on the stop. Give him a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Flower Bluff. Paliseo with a pair of receivers on his left side. Johnson remains in the game in the backfield. Paliseo dropping back, unloads, looking in the direction.
It's not a penalty. Just because we hit somebody hard doesn't mean it's a penalty.
Andre Mims, the presence of mind to hold on to that.
He hits him with his shoulder right in the chest. That's not a penalty.
They're discussing it.
Right there. Leads with the shoulder, hits him in the chest.
See what the call is. Maybe they'll pick it up. Let's see. See, no foul. You're correct. Yeah,
it's just such a knee-jerk reaction now, whether it's high school, college, NFL, that anytime somebody's hit hard, it's automatically a penalty. And that time, it was great timing. I mean, I'll tell you what, great job by Mims hanging on to that football. He got smoked by Davila, but he hung on to it. So they won't get the additional 15 yards, but they did get an explosive play down the middle. And so picking up a big 1st down, moving into Ranger territory. But good job by the referees discussing it at least. But, yeah, just knee-jerk reaction anytime someone gets hit hard nowadays.
1st and 10, Flower Bluff from the Ranger 36. Pressure coming. Penalty marker. Pass complete. Across the way, we're going to check that marker. Might be in the area of holding.
Yeah, it looks like it is in the area of holding, unless the only way it'd be on Smithson Valley is if there's illegal hands to the face by a D lineman, but it's in the area of holding. Great job by the sophomore, Truth Duvall L. He gets pressure, continuing pressure, and again, good coverage downfield. Even when the quarterback's scrambling, staying on your coverage and not letting them get a big play.
Wow. It was a hands to the face call against the Ranger defense. So this is going to move the ball all the way down to the Smithson Valley 20.
I didn't see that, but I guess there was. But regardless, Rangers got to resettle in and see if we can hold them to a field goal.
1st and 10 for Flower Bluff with a pair of receivers either side. Paliseo drops back.
Pick it, Cade.
Pick. Pass intercepted. Pass intercepted, and it's Cade Spradling on the pick, and he's still on his feet. Cade Spradling is going to get his 3rd touchdown of the football game.
Let's see. He ran one in. He threw a touchdown. Now he's got a pick 6. Cade Spradling can do it all, man. And outside linebacker position, just read it like a book. They tried to throw the out route. He gets underneath it, and he breaks that little arm tackle by the receiver. Great job blocking out in front, makes the guy miss, and absolutely enormous turnover there. you're talking about a 14-point swing. Flower Bluff is inside the red zone looking to make it a one-score game, and now all of a sudden it's 28-7. Just an absolutely enormous play by Cade Spradling there.
Amaya's extra point is good. And with 5:09 remaining before halftime, our score, Smithson Valley 28, Flower Bluff 7. Back with more on the Ranger Network. Back with you with 5:09 remaining before halftime. And you know, Brian Hill, last week when we saw the Rangers play against New Braunfels and people were talking to me about the football game, I couldn't say enough good things about Cade Spradling. Now this week, in just a half of football, I think we've seen what he did last week and maybe even a little more.
Yeah, I mean, he's the Swiss Army knife. And you mentioned earlier that he signed with Army. That's awesome for him and awesome for Army. They're getting a great kid and a kid that you can put anywhere on the field. He could probably line up and play tight end fullback and be really great at that. He plays quarterback, plays running back, outside linebacker. You probably put him at safety, inside linebacker. It doesn't matter. You know, he's accounted for pretty much all of our touchdowns. You know, threw one, ran one, and now he just got a pick six. And so actually ran for two, didn't he? The long one and then the short little quarterback stretch down there. So two rushing touchdowns, one passing touchdown, and a pick six on defense. And so Cade Spradling's doing it all. He's going to get a breather, and looks like we brought in Philip Smith for him at linebacker so that Cade can get a little bit of a breather. Well deserved.
First and 10. Paliseo the handoff. Tyler Simpson back in the ball game, crosses the 25 down to around the 27-yard line after a pickup of a couple.
Look at old Cade. He's like, I don't need a break. He's standing right by Coach Worst. He's saying, I want to get back in there. So, but Phil Smith, he's in there. He'll do a good job. So, Flower Bluff trying to go quick.
2nd and 8 Hornets. Here's a pass complete. Wrapped up right away by Philip Smith, as you were mentioning. At about the 27-yard line is the receiver, Andre Mims.
Yeah, it's just a good job by Smith of staying home, and then also a really good job by Barrow, the defensive end, reading that and kind of getting width. And, you know, tunnel screen's one of their favorite things to run, and so far they've run it 2 or 3 times with no success. And so good job by the Rangers taking away one of their favorite plays. Third and long.
3rd and 7. Luceo feeling pressure, unloads, ball swatted down. He was looking in the direction of Dixon, and somebody, I believe might have been Kyle Bierman, get his hand up there to swat that thing away. Let's check this out.
I think it was the blitzing Mike linebacker, Pigler.
It was Pigler.
Yeah, that's about the 2nd or 3rd time that we've blitzed our Mike, and nobody's picked him up. And every time Pelusio's been able to get it out of his hands, that time Pigler gets vertical and swats that thing away. And so Ranger offense with 4 minutes left will have another chance to go down and put some more points on the board before halftime. Now, Flower Bluff does get it coming out of the second half. They did defer. So Smithson Valley, if they can, you know, they can punch one more in here and pull away, it'll make it real tough for the Hornets in the second half.
On to punt this thing away is Satsky. Handled by Miller, who will return it to about midfield. And the Ranger offense will have, 50 yards to work on getting this thing into the end zone.
And same thing we talked about with Davila earlier. PK showing just a lot of guts. I mean, there's guys, they do not want to fair catch the football. Even though there's a guy right in their face and running down, PK catches that ball. And again, we talk about it all the time, sound like a broken record here, but it's just such a big deal when our guys field the ball and take away that roll. Smithson Valley offense gets the ball at midfield, only 50 yards to go.
Here comes Knutson back in the game at quarterback. You'll have Sowersby in the backfield. 1st and 10 from midfield for Smithson Valley. They give Sowersby across midfield, down to around the 45. Nice pickup for the Ranger running back. Zane Funk in on the stop from his cornerback position for Flower Bluff.
You need to get Sowersby going a little bit. I mean, it's been kind of an erratic game, long, explosive plays with a long touchdown pass, 75 yards to Miller, and then the long run by we haven't really had many drives. So we'll see if we can get Sowersby involved here, get him on the board, and take some time off and not let them get the ball back before the half. Hopefully score with no time left.
2nd and 5. Let's give it to Sowersby again. This time a little spin move. The 45 down to around the 44-yard line before he's met there and dropped.
It was actually their nose. It was a good job. We had it blocked, but the nose spun out of the down block by the center and kind of spun right into the play. Looked like we were going to have something there. Everything else was blocked pretty well, but it was a pretty good play by number 33.
Anthony Mims.
Anthony Mims, yeah, it was a good play by him spinning off that block. So 3rd down, let's see if the Rangers can convert here.
It's 3rd and 4. As time continues to tick away here in the first half. Ranger offense. The snap. The pitch. It's Day. Across the 45, the 40, Brody Day. Across the 20, down to around the 15-yard line. That'll be a Ranger first down.
How about a 3rd and 5 reverse call? And a good job by Knutson of even getting that off. You know, we faked that quarterback counter again, and he has to sell it for about 2 steps. But they brought a blitz off the edge, and so good job of keeping his focus and pitching it to Brody, and good job blocking in the open field and not holding. Picking up a big chunk play, big first down, and ball's inside the red zone with about 2.5 minutes. Rangers will take their time.
Absolutely. Looked like Ty waited until the last possible minute to get rid of that football, and it paid off big time. 1st and 10, line of scrimmage is the Flower Bluff 17. Sowersby straight ahead across the 10 down to around the 9-yard line. Elijah Kane also getting up off the bottom of that pile. I believe that's Anthony Mims from his defensive end spot.
Yeah, good job. And again, we are taking our time. We do not want them to get another possession and give them the opportunity of double dipping like we do so often. We're scoring right before half and then getting the ball coming out of half. So in a perfect world, Rangers score with no time left on the clock. So as the clock ticks under 2 minutes, Rangers in no hurry.
2nd and 3 from the Flower Bluff 10. This time Sowersby tries to find the corner. He'll get about a yard before he's driven out of bounds. Mims in on the stop. Zane Funk also.
Bring up a 3rd down outside zone. We're real close. It looks real close. There's a lot of plays that Sowersby's got that is just one guy that we kind of fall off the block late, and you're just kind of waiting for him to explode. You know, he's so good at those explosive plays where he breaks through the line. Hadn't really had one yet today. Just kind of waiting for him to get loose. Had a bunch of solid runs of 6-7 yards and stuff like that, but kind of waiting for him to catch his explosive play.
Good break huddle. Parker Miller down over the football. It's 3rd and 2. Knutson. They give Sowersby. Straight up the middle. He'll have the first down and more as he bulls his way inside the 5 to about the 2-yard line. May mark it at the 3. Huge first down for the Rangers, and that clock continues to run.
Yeah, Sowersby's kind of known for his shift, quickness, and his speed. That time he showed off how tough of a runner he was, too. He was hit at about the 6-7 yard line right at the first down marker and ran through 2 tackles, kept his legs running, and went all the way down to the 2-yard line. And see if the Rangers pay it off here. Again, clock's 45 seconds. If they can cap it off here with hardly any time left, that would tip off a pretty successful first half there.
It's 1st and goal, Rangers. As you mentioned, line of scrimmage is the 2. Sowersby. The give. He's going to be wrapped up shy of the goal line. Are they saying he went in? If he went in, that is an incredible second effort by the running back, senior running back, and it is.
Yeah, you see it here. He's stopped and he kind of spins out of it, and then he gets lost in the pile. But the referee on that side that was looking right down the line calls touchdown. He must have reached out the ball or broke the plane somehow. But, you know, only 28 seconds left before half. Just exactly how you want to draw it up right there. About to be 35-7 with hardly any time left. Now Flower Bluff does get the ball coming out of half, but we got to be sure they don't get any points here.
What an effort. And, you know, I've talked to people. To me, as you watch the replay here at Sowersby, and I can take a better, closer look at this, they had him stopped. But apparently he's moving that pile twisting and turning, and to me that's an intangible that football players have, and it's a little something called want to. And he absolutely did.
For sure, kind of spun out of it, kept the drive. He must have just broke that plane, but again, the guy who had the best view of it was the referee down that sideline over there on Flower Bluff sideline, and he's the one that called the touchdown. So obviously he did break the plane in some capacity, but again, just a great job by the defense. Other than that first drive of the game where they gave up a couple skinny posts over the middle on third down and then a scramble drill touchdown, the defense is locked in and given the offense great field position, and offense has been taking care of business. Then obviously anytime you can score on defense, it's a backbreaker. So Rangers up 35-7.
Well, that's right. 28 seconds remain here in the first half. What an incredible first half of football we've seen this week. We said the same thing last week. We're going to say it again this week. But these are the kind of teams that Smithson Valley puts together year in and year out. And it's great to see.
Yeah, they only get better as the season goes on, and they're playing their best football right now.
Little kick by Amaya, handled by one of the up men. That'll be Colton Stray. Handles the ball at about the 25. It's where they'll mark it, 1st and 10, and Flower Bluff will come to work on offense once again. The Hornets 7-1 in district. They tied 3 other teams at 7-1 records. They finished 3rd in their district behind Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and far San Juan Alamo North. Certainly an explosive passing team, though. 1st and 10. Paloseo unloads. This one intercepted.
Kalunga.
Julian Kalunga keeps the scoring party going.
Yeah, he had a pick 6 where he read it perfectly against Victoria East. Same thing here. Knowing he's got safety help over the top, he can be aggressive on the out route, hook route right there, and it's just a late inside throw by the quarterback. Kalunga reads it perfectly. The Rangers running away with it. It's about to be 42-7.
14 points in 8 seconds, or soon to be 14 points if Amaya converts here. And it is good. And with 20 seconds remaining in the first half, our score Smithson Valley 42, Flower Bluff 7. We'll come out back and close out this first half here in just a moment on the Rangers Network. "20 seconds remain in the first half here. It's been all Smithson Valley in an unbelievable half of football in this 5A Division I regional final. They're up 42-7 on a high-flying Flower Bluff team.
Yeah, I mean, it's been incredible to watch. Barring the first drive, defense has played great. Offense has had to punt one time, but it was mainly due to that penalty that set them back. And then you've had 2 touchdowns on defense, which is huge. And we might get the ball back.
Ball kicked to one of the up men and bounced off of him. And as you mentioned, could have very easily popped back into the hands of one of the Smithson Valley up men as Landon Green there handled it for Flower Bluff, just right off his hands there.
Yeah, it wasn't designed. It wasn't like we were trying to onside kick. We wanted to squib it and get it on the ground to keep it out of their 2 dangerous returners' hands to allow them to maybe get a good return or something like that right before the half, and it actually hit the guy. But that was not an intentional onside kick. He was trying to squib it down there.
2 receivers either side. For Paloseo, here's the handoff up the middle. Johnson across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. Before the back is wrapped up there, I guess at this point, Smithson Valley defense may have been thinking, wow, well, they're going to pass it.
Yeah, it looks like they're just going to take, Flower Bluff's going to let the clock run out and take it into half and see if they can regroup a little bit.
And there it is, halftime from the 5A Division I regional final, that is. And it's been all Smithson Valley, 42-7 on top of Flower Bluff. We'll be back with more in just a bit, right here on the Rangers Network. Back with you now at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, for the 5A Division I Regional Final. In the first half, Brian Hill, it's been all Smithson Valley.
Yeah, I mean, barring that first drive, Flower Bluff picked up a couple first downs and kind of a scrambled touchdown. Since then, the defense has done a phenomenal job of not only getting pressure on the quarterback, but good coverage downfield. I think we've forced 3 interceptions, 2 of them for touchdowns. Anytime you can score on defense, it's a backbreaker for the opposing team, but to do it twice, and especially one right before half, it's going to be a tall task for Flower Bluff to come back down 42-7. But if anybody has the offense to do it, it's them. They are explosive, and they haven't really gotten their playmakers involved that much yet. So they're going to be trying to go quick and do whatever they can to get back in, and they'll have a chance right now. They're getting the ball coming out of half.
Absolutely, and I think this first offensive drive here of the second half is going to be key to see if Flower Bluff can recover from just not only the numbers on the scoreboard, but the mental beating I'm sure that first half had on them at the hands of Smithson Valley, that is.
Well, especially because it happened so quickly, right? I mean, it was 21-7, and Flower Bluff was driving down inside the red zone to potentially pull it to a one-score game, 21-14, and then Spradling gets the pick 6, and it's a 14-point swing and just a kick in the gut. If you're Flower Bluff, you go from potentially making a one-score game to down 28-7, and then just kind of the last 2 or 3 minutes of the half really snowballed on them, and now all of a sudden you blink and Smithson Valley's up 42-7. So, they're going to try to have some success early on, sustain some drives, see if they can get back in at one play at a time.
2 receivers either side for quarterback Jaden Pelucio. Here's the handoff straight ahead across the 25 down to around the 26-yard line. Goes the running back, and that is Cameron Johnson, who they brought in that first half to spell Tyler Simpson, who went out, shook up a little bit. We saw Tyler get back in the game, which is a good sign. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 now for Flower Bluff. Pelucio dropping back, looking near side. Pass complete, but tackled right away is the receiver, Jace Raines. In on the stop that time. Great defensive play. Kate Spradling in on that, I believe.
Yeah, it was just inside stop route. Great job of the defense of pursuing there and letting them get no yards after the catch. So first drive of the second half for Flower Bluff, coming up with a big 3rd down here.
3rd and 6. Pelucio feeling pressure, gets out of it, but he's going to be brought down. Caleb Barlow in on the stop. Also big number 92, Hudson Woods.
Yeah, both Barrow and Woods. The pressure was created. We brought the blitz again. This time we did a twist. Actually, you see it there with our mic. Forced him up in the pocket, and a great job of retracing the steps by the defensive ends and not allowing him to get up the field. Both our DNs, Woods, Hudson Woods, and Barrow both arrive at the same time and come up with a big sack on 3rd down. So picture perfect start for the Ranger defense in the second half.
Ethan Satsky on to punt this thing away for Flower Bluff.
Off the side of his foot, not a very good punt.
It'll take a Hornets roll. They'll down it at about the Smithson Valley 37-yard line. That's where the Ranger offense will go to work 1st and 10. Well, as we mentioned, the Rangers offense and the defense creating points in that first half for Smithson Valley has them up 35 at 42-7 here, starting second half play.
Yeah, see if we can get something going here. See if we can, establish a good drive, and obviously we'd love to cap it off with points, but establish some tempo and some and establish the line of scrimmage here to start the half.
Spradling back in at quarterback. Couple of rushing touchdowns and an interception for a touchdown. And he says, let me just put this thing away and run it. He crosses the 40, gets down to near the 45-yard line before he's met there and stopped. Colton Stray in on the stop that time for Flower Bluff.
Yeah, quarterback stretch and a good job by PK of pinning without, earlier he was called for that blindside block on a similar type situation where he's kind of pinning. Good job by him of using his hands and not, getting another penalty there. And so we were able to seal the edge. And good job by Spradling picking up and a good gain on first down, 7 yards, so 2nd and 3.
Miller to the far side, along with Preston Baker. Day to the near side on this 2nd and 2. Spradling calls his own number down to midfield. That'll be a first down for Smithson Valley. Or he's met there and taken down.
Yeah, a little quarterback counter. We faked that a lot today on a reverse and on a bootleg and things like that. That time it is quarterback counting, that's why you got to respect it. And then Cade gets downhill, great blocking, picks up first down.
They're going to mark this at the Smithson Valley 49, but it will be a first down for the Rangers. Miller and Day out to the far side. Takes a handoff, Spradling, feeling pressure, gets out of it. Wisely gets rid of it.
Trying to take a shot down the field again. We just lost the outside edge blitzer. You see, number 16 was a pretty good move by number 40. Their defensive end beating Carvajal off the edge. Thought we were going to take a shot down the field today and looked like he had a couple steps and we had a chance at a big play. But a great job by Cade of just getting out of it and simply throwing the ball away, not forcing anything and also not taking a sack. That's a drive killer. So, tried to take a shot on first down, didn't work out, but didn't make a bad play worse. So 2nd and 10.
Second and 10. Spradling, the pitch. Here's Miller. Breaking tackles now across midfield, the 40. Miller cuts it back inside the 35, down to around the 32-yard line.
Yeah, right there, we ran that play earlier in the game and they were able to stop us. That time, timing was a little bit better. We were able to get the edge on that guy we were trying to influence, and then we had numbers. If we beat that guy, we had numbers out there. Good job by Carvajal and not blocking right there, and it looks like he stepped out before the spin move, but either way, it'll be enough for a first down.
They did at 37-yard line. The Flower Bluff 37 is the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for Smithson Valley. Spradling checks over to the sidelines. Looking downfield, unloads, has Day, touchdown Smithson Valley.
Yeah, great throw, great separation. It looked like there was some hand fighting going on early, and he was able to separate and get the corner stacked, and then an outstanding throw by Cade Spradling. Drops it right in the bucket, and Brody Day gets his touchdown, and Rangers are up 49-7.
And it was a big stop by the defense to kind of take the fight out of Flower Bluff there on their first offensive drive of the second half. Amaya's extra point is good. We've got 8:36 remaining in the third quarter, and the Rangers pick up right where they left off in the first half. 49-7 on top of Flower Bluff. We'll be back with more in a moment here on the Rangers Network. Well, back with you now. 8:38 remains here in the third quarter. We just saw a beautiful 37-yard pass to Brody Day as he hauled that in. Had his man beat a couple of steps. Spradling found him. Extra point good. 49-7. Rangers on top of Flower Bluff.
Yeah, exactly how you wanted to start the second half. Obviously, you had a big lead, but you always want to come out in a half. Coach Hill's going to have to use the timeout. 1, 2, 3. Only had 10 players on the field, and even though we're up 49-0, that will not make Coach Hill happy. Is mental mistakes and substitution errors, particularly in special teams.
Yeah, and that is the part of the equation to making things work. Is you got to try and stay away from the mental mistakes, as you mentioned. Samaya gets this thing teed up. Flower Bluff, as we were talking about, and their very potent passing game.
Yeah, I mean, they've been coming in, averaging over 40 points a game, explosive on offense with both of those two really good wide receivers, Dixon and Mims. Been kind of kept quiet tonight and getting pressure on the quarterback. And can't say enough after that first drive, the adjustments and the way that Ranger defense has been playing.
Pelucio was 18 of 30 for 217 yards last week. This one into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. And the Hornets will go to work 1st and 10. As we mentioned, Pelucio throwing for almost 3,900 yards thus far in this season. 251 of 341. I mean, that's an incredible percentage for the young man, who, by the way, will be taking his talents to the Valley here in the state of Texas. He'll be playing for UT Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, excited to see that program up and going. Coach Bush, formerly coach at Texas State and Houston, and then more recently a high school coach at Seguin, and he's starting that program. Great coach, and we got some couple Rangers down there already, so excited to see that program get going.
Absolutely. Pelucio rolling out. This time he has his receiver in Dixon across the 40. Touchdown saving tackle there. Coming over to make the stop was Hunter Hogg.
Yeah, Hogg's in the trail mode right there, and he almost undercuts that. He was right in his hip pocket. It was well read, and then he tries to undercut and maybe go for the pick, and it was a very well-thrown ball on the move and just out of the reach. And, you know, Hunter Hogg, he got some speed. It ain't easy to run down Cameron Dixon, but he did. Touchdown saving tackle, but a really good throw by Pelucio.
A lot of speed on that Hornets receiving core. 1st and 10. Pelucio looking end zone pass. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Dixon, as he goes back once again.
Just out of the reach of him, but again, their quarterback's a little bit shaken up, and looks like we got one of our D linemen, Bierman, number 90. He's coming off holding his arm. Hopefully he's okay, but we're going to substitute in for him. Get the trainer to look at him, but holding his arm pretty good. But again, they did a double move. I think it was like a sluggo or stop and go, and Haug bit on the first one, and then they went up top. But again, we created pressure on the quarterback, and he just had to get rid of it quicker than what he wanted to, so it wasn't as accurate as what it usually was. But no doubt got away with one there.
It's 2nd and 10 now. Flower Bluff at Smithson Valley 31. Here's the handoff to a returning Tyler Simpson. We saw him come back in following being shaken up a little bit in that first half. Comes back in for some more action. Got a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 8 now from the Ranger 29-yard line.
Good open field tackle by Piegler there, so limiting the run. They're just trying to get some of it back, knowing that the 4-down territory, they're not interested in kicking field goals down 49-7. So they just hand it off, trying to get a couple yards, but good job by Piegler keeping it to 2, so it's 3rd and 8.
Pair of receivers near side, a single receiver far side for Pelucio. Dropping back, feeling pressure once again. He unloads. This one in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Kane, at about the 17-yard line. And that's another good thing about the Smithson Valley defense, is they've been putting pressure on Pelucio all game.
Yeah, he's had to escape the pocket a number of times, and credit to him. There's a lot of those times where it looks like we got him dead to rights, but he's still able to get away. That time, no different. We forced him out of the pocket, but again, I can't say enough, not only about the pressure, but the coverage downfield. It is so hard to cover a receiver for a long period of time, especially during a scramble drill, but our defense has been doing well, so fourth down.
And down 49-7, Flower Bluff's got to go for it. Here's Pelucio dropping back, looking end zone, fires. Pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver once again, Dixon, who's saying, hey, where's the flag? No flag there. Haug with a great job defensively to break things up.
Yeah, it was because Haug got his head turned back around, and so you're allowed to have your hand on the receiver and kind of feel where he's at, but as long as you're playing the ball and you're looking back for the ball, and you could see it on the replay here in the Jumbotron up in the corner, Haug does get his head turned back around real late, and so there was some hand fighting going on. Flower Bluff fans don't like it. I think they should have gotten a pass interference call, but no laundry was thrown, and so defense comes up with a stop, so Rangers will get the ball back.
Dixon coming into play today. Almost 1,000 yards receiving the football to this point. And I'm sure he's gone way over that. with today's game. First down. Knutson back in at quarterback for Smithson Valley. Keeps it. Get down to the 30-yard line.
Knutson in, and good job stepping up in the pocket. Actually bobbled that thing. It got hit by a defender, and he bobbled it. And a good job of just getting the ball back and kind of falling forward for a gain of 1. But they were going for a little quick slant route. Pretty good coverage by the defense.
Right now it's Smithson Valley against Flower Bluff against the clock, as there's still plenty of time left on that thing. With Smithson Valley up 42. 2nd and 9. Knutson out to Haug. The 35. Haug at the 40, the 41. Before he's tripped up there. Then on the stop, Julian Johnson from his free safety position. That'll move the chains and give the Rangers a first down.
Yeah, great job by Brody Day. Blocking without holding and running with his guy, and just a nice easy pitch and catch on the hitch route extension of the run game. Good job by Haug picking up a first down.
Haug will go flank to the far side this time. Day to the near side. 1st and 10 from the Rangers 41. Knutson. Quick out, pass complete. Across the 40. Penalty markers flying in from all over the place as he gets out at about the 48-yard line. Goes the receiver, Daniel De Hoyos.
It was a good job by of Knutson of going through his reads. He wanted to take it deeper route, but it was covered, so he went his check down to Hoyos. Great job by De Hoyos, and then making a cut in the open field and making a miss, and actually picked up 7 or 8, but 2 refs threw a flag, so I'm not sure. Looks like they're stepping something off, so it was on the Rangers, but not sure what it was yet.
And to block in the back. This will back it up to all the way back to the 36-yard line, that being the Smithson Valley 36. You got to get just into Flower Bluff territory at the 49 to pick up a first down. 2nd and 15. As they break huddle, Haug and Day to the far side. We'll check that. It is 1st and 15. Haug comes in motion near side. Knutson rolling out, quick out, in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. That was Preston Baker.
Yeah, tried to run the bootleg that we did the first time that we hit the drag route, PK. That time we throw it to the underneath guy, Baker, just in and out of the hands of him. So that was going to be able to pick up a good chunk of that penalty yardage back and get us to somewhat back on schedule. But with the incompletion, we're facing 2nd and long.
Second and long, Knutson. Handoff on the delay. Across the 40 down to about the 41-yard line. Goes Daniel De Hoyos.
Good counter play there, well blocked. Good job by De Hoyos hitting it downhill. Getting back to the original line of scrimmage, and so looks like Flower Bluff's going to take a timeout. Not sure what. There's some confusion going on or what, but Smithson Valley will have 3rd and 10 when they come back.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll do that when we come back with them. 5:03 remains in the 3rd quarter. Our score, Smithson Valley 49, Flower Bluff 7. Back with more in a moment here on the Rangers Network. Back with you now at the Alamo Dome. It's been all Smithson Valley 49-7. Here's a famous alumnus from Flower Bluff High School. The one and only Lou Diamond Phillips, class of 1980. That was a good year.
Didn't know that. What a deal.
Star of Young Guns, and of course played Richie Valens in the epic La Bamba. 3rd and 10. Knutson feeling pressure. Knutson's going to go down.
Trying to throw a deep out route today down here, but we lost somebody on the inside. A late linebacker insert. I think that was their middle linebacker, number 8, I believe it was, or number 3. He was coming from the Mike linebacker position, and he blitzed late. We didn't pick it up, and so they come up with a sack. But after a couple first downs with the second group there, took some time off the clock, had some good first downs, and so Rangers will punt.
That was junior linebacker Colton Stray, by the way, in on the stop, and going to bring up a punting situation for the Rangers. Amaya has done a great job kicking this afternoon. Punting and kicking, I might add. This one's going to be down inside the 30 at about the 29-yard line. As the Hoyos touches it up, it'll be first down Flower Bluff from that point. Well, 4:14 remain here in the third quarter. If Flower Bluff's going to make a game out of this, they're going to have to score and in a hurry, because that's a lot of points to make up in just about a quarter of football.
Yeah, and against a defense that hasn't really given up many of those types of quarters. What a play.
End around to Dixon. P.K. Miller just took the legs out from under him at about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, they ran reverse of their own. Looked like they were going to have some success. Ran reverse on us, kind of, a dose of our own medicine, so to speak. But great recovery by our secondary, and PK with a phenomenal open field tackle against an explosive athlete to just limit it to about a 6 or 7 yard game.
So line of scrimmage at 29. It's second down. Here's the handoff going straight ahead. Nothing doing there. That Smithson Valley defense has not let anything go in the middle, as this time they wrap up Simpson for little to no gain.
Yeah, had some penetration up front, and then we also brought Philip Smith off the edge, and no one picked him up, and so he was able, with a phenomenal form tackle there and a tackle for loss in the backfield by Smith.
So it's going to be 3rd and 4 now. They've got to get to the 39 for a first down. Probably about 3rd and 5. Here's the snap. Pelucio. Pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Dixon. I think Dixon was looking upfield before he looked that ball into his arms that time.
Yeah, we had pretty soft coverage. It was going to be enough for the first down, but I think he felt that soft coverage and wanted to make an explosive play. So you see his head start turning. He's ready to see where the defender was. So as soon as his feet hit the ground, he was going to try to make somebody miss, but he lost sight of the ball and tried to take off before he caught it. And fortunate for the Rangers, he dropped it. So looks like Flower Bluff's going to have to punt.
Ethan Satsky on to punt this thing away. Gets into it. Fair catch called for. And taken there by Diego Davila. Move this thing to about the 35-yard line, that being the Smithson Valley 35, I believe, where they're going to mark this.
You got another group in there, and you're going to start seeing some guys roll in and out, and we'll, we get the starting group out there, and then they're going to run the whole other group. Just the chance for the crowd to give the first group a little bit of an ovation there.
Wow.
Taking the starters out of the game. Get another group in. Phenomenal job by those guys.
And the Rangers faithful are showing their love. 1st and 10, Smithson Valley. Knutson. The handoff straight ahead. And the 35 to about the 38-yard line. Going to get some tough yardage there for the Hoyos.
Yeah, nice little ISO play just downhill. Anytime you can pick up 4 or 5 yards, just handing it off downhill, particularly when the opposing team still has their starting defense in, and we got some other guys rolling in and out. Anytime we can still win the line of scrimmage when you got your backups in, it's a good deal.
Absolutely. Pair of receivers near side on this 2nd down and 6. Knutson. The handoff straight up the middle. The Hoyos moving the pile. Wow, across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Big run by the senior running back.
Yeah, great run. You see the replay there. I mean, they had safeties down in the box that we couldn't account for, and he stuck his head in there, kept the legs turning, picked up a big first down. Anytime when you got a lead like this, anytime you can get first downs and just keep that clock moving. Every first down represents another 2 or 3 minutes that you can take off the clock. So big first down there from De Hoyos, and well blocked up front by the Ranger offensive line.
De Hoyos almost 500 yards and 5 touchdowns rushing the football coming into play this afternoon. First down. This time Knudsen's going to be wrapped up. Don't even think he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I think we missed the block there. I think De Hoyos, from his running back position, he's responsible for that extra blitzer off the edge. I think he sees it late and kind of gets surprised that he was up on the line of scrimmage. But that was who he was supposed to block and account for. We were trying to run quarterback counter, and we just didn't account for the blitzer coming off the edge.
Yeah, they're going to give him a loss of about 9 at 2nd and 19. A correction, 2nd and 14. Loss of 4 on that play. Knudsen, pass complete. Calling that in was Isaiah Quintana.
A good throw and catch, getting a lot of that penalty yardage back. Brings up a 3rd and manageable, just a little slant route. Good job of hanging on by Quintana.
So it'll be 3rd and 9 with half a minute remaining here in the third quarter. The third quarter that's seen one score, a 37-yard touchdown pass to Brody Day. As Smithson Valley extends that lead. They're going to kill the play, and I think they're going to get Smithson Valley.
Yeah, false start there. Looks like our fullback Sawyer moved a little bit early. Not sure whether he was supposed to come in motion and then forgot and then try to do it. But either way, he flinched, and so what was a 3rd and 8 is now a 3rd and 13.
As a break huddle, they're just going to let the clock run out here in the third quarter. We've got 3 in the books. Our 5A Division I regional final this afternoon in a game that's been all the Smithson Valley Rangers. 49-7 on top of Flower Bluff. Final 12 minutes of this one coming right up here on the Rangers Network. Brian Hill, Roland James Reese with you at the Alamo Dome, San Antonio, Texas, at our 5A Division I regional final game, a game that has been all Smithson Valley all afternoon long. They're up 42 on a high-flying, a lot of numbers passing the football, Flower Bluff team. 49-7 going into the final stanza.
Yeah, this is a Flower Bluff team that has averaging over 40 points a game, and for the Ranger defense to come in here and not only hold them to 7 so far, but have 2 pick sixes as well, it's huge.
Here's Knudsen looking downfield, overthrew his intended receiver, Isaiah Quintana.
A penalty marker from their side judge, so it looks like it's either going to be offsides, like lined up offsides, or illegal formation, illegal man downfield, something like that. So we'll see what the referee has to say about that.
They're discussing it. Yeah, we see the flag at about the 43-yard line. See what they have to say. Illegal player downfield on the Rangers. That'll bring up a 4th down.
The Rangers will punt, but again, pretty good job of picking up a first down or 2 and taking. I think they got the ball with about 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter, and they got it all the way to the fourth quarter. So good job by them. See if the Ranger defense can go out and keep them at 7.
And that was with a lot of the second team in on that particular drive. This one, once again, Amaya, great job as they're going to pin Flower Bluff inside, actually inside the 5 as this took a good Ranger roll. As a matter of fact, looking at the linesman there, they may point this at, or plant this at the 5. Looks like where they're going to spot it.
Looks like we're going to do the same thing for the defense. Going to get the starting group out there and then sub in kind of the backups and give a chance for the Ranger faithful to show their appreciation for the defense.
And that is the case. And the Ranger faithful let him hear it. First and 10, Flower Bluff with the football at their own 5-yard line. Pelucio, quick out pass complete. Jace Raines, all that in.
Good job by Camacho. Just a little quick speed out by number 2. Camacho comes downhill from a safety spot. You know, a lot of times you might see a corner trigger, but our corners are playing very conservative right now. We'll let them throw the 4 or 5-yard stop routes. We're just not going to get beat on a double move. So Kalunga was playing soft. Camacho comes down, good tackle.
In a second, it's 2nd and 3 for Flower Bluff. Pelucio unloads.
There it was. They tried a double move, and Kalunga was ready for it. Stayed on top of it, didn't fall for it. Also had blatant Camacho over the top. So they're trying to hit Dixon, their go-to guy, on a little double move, and didn't fall for it, and great coverage by Kalunga.
They got to know, Dixon, of course, as you were mentioning, Pelucio's favorite target. They've gone to Mims a couple of times, but we certainly haven't seen him get that involved in the ball game this afternoon.
Yeah, and I thought just looking at some previous games there, he's really exploded. When he gets the ball in his hand, he is dynamic, making people miss and shifty. He caught a few on the first drive, but since then he's been pretty quiet.
Pelucio keeping it, gets to about the 15, across the 15, where he'll be wrapped up, and in on the stop that time, that was Chris Lehan on the stop.
Looks like they're going to have enough for the first down, but good job by the Ranger defense of pursuing and limiting that to a relatively short gain. It will be a fresh set of downs for Flower Bluff, but again, the Rangers will give up those 4 or 5 yard runs, keep that clock moving all day.
1st and 10 now, Flower Bluff. Line of scrimmage, their 16-yard line. Pass. There's the aforementioned Mims. Caught it, dropped it. And we'll see who they're going to say has the football.
That's the second time that he's done that. If you remember earlier in the game, he caught one and then fumbled it and actually got recovered. If he would have had the first down, but it went back behind the chains, and they ended up punting because of it. And that's the second time right there that he's caught it, but then put the ball on the ground afterwards. And it was a great move by Truth Duval L. He had pressure on the quarterback right away.
Gave him a pickup of 7, 2nd and 3. There's once again Simpson with the carry across the 25 down to around the 27-yard line. Nice pickup, moving the chains. It'll give the Hornets a first down. Flower Bluff, a pair of receivers either side, actually 2 to the far side. To either side for quarterback Jaden Pelucio now. On this 1st and 10. Pelucio feeling pressure. Pelucio will go down. Swarming Ranger defense.
Yeah, everybody's in there. You got the sophomore Truth Duval L. You got 93 Caden Luck in there. Leha's in there again. Jacob Martinez. So a big-time sack there against the starting group. Again, this is still the starters on offense out there, and we got some other guys getting a chance to play, coming in and still getting pressure on the quarterback and dropping them for about a 15, 20-yard sack.
Truth Duval L in finishing off quarterback Pelucio. The 2nd and 21. Pair of receivers either side. Pelucio, quick out. Has Dixon.
Great tackle by Kalunga there.
Keeping them in about the 23-yard line. Still got to get to the 30, call it 37 for a first down. We've got an injured Smithson Valley Ranger.
Yeah. Looks like number 94. I think that's Martinez. So lower body injury, but trainers are out there, so hopefully he's okay.
Hope so, as they're attending to him. Clock stops with 8:45 remaining in the ball game. So I'll tell you, with this timeout, as the player Martinez being attended to, let's take one with him. 49-7, Smithson Valley on top of Flower Bluff. More to come here on the Rangers Network. Back with you now at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas. Jacob Martinez helped off the field, favoring that leg. We certainly hope a speedy recovery for Jacob. 3rd and 15 now for Flower Bluff. Time of the essence. Pelucio dropping back, unloading, looking in the direction of Mims, who comes down with the football in Smithson Valley territory at about the 41-yard line.
I'll tell you what, it was really good coverage by Eli Redding. I mean, he was right there. He did everything perfect. He's in the trail hip. He's got his eyes around. He's tracking the ball. He goes up and plays it. But it was just an outstanding play that by number 6, Andre Mims, and a really good throw by Pelucio. Sometimes, there's the old saying, there's no coverage versus a really good throw and a high-pointed catch. And that time didn't do anything wrong. Eli didn't do anything wrong. He had great coverage, just a really good play by Mims.
So it's 1st and 10. Pelucio the snap. Quick out, pass complete.
Oh, my God.
To Tyler Simpson. Driven out of bounds by Jacob Stover, 33, but I believe there's some discrepancy on the far side of the field.
Soft.
See, we haven't, the officials are discussing the call. And apparently it looks like this time they are going to mark it off against Smithson Valley. And the Ranger faithful of letting the officiating crew have it.
And they should. That's soft. That's bad.
26-yard line is where they're going to mark this, that being the Ranger 26. Would give Flower Bluff a 1st down.
Coach Hill letting. I always think it's funny because he's yelling at this ref, and it was the other ref that made the call, but he's trying to get him to relay his sentiments to the other guy. But Coach Hill letting him know there.
Pelucio feeling pressure once again, just has to unload it and get rid of it. He threw it in the direction of Jacob Kane. But nothing doing there as that one goes out of bounds. And at this point, I mean, you're just trying to get it into the end zone. If you're Flower Bluff, you're just trying to get it into the end zone any way you can.
Obviously, they have their starters in. They're not coming back from this, but I think they want to try to end on a high note. They've had an incredible season. Like I said, they're the cardiac kids for the last 4 or 5 weeks, with 4 out of their last 5 ball games coming down to the last possession in a 1-possession ball game. And so you kind of want to let your seniors go out after this phenomenal season and making the regional finals. You want them to end on a high note. I would imagine if they were able to score here, then they might start pulling them. But
2nd and 10. Once again, the give to Simpson. Get out to near the 20-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about 5 for the Hornets. And absolutely a lot to be said for a team that finishes 7-1 in district, yet ends up in 3rd place.
Yeah, it was kind of a unique deal. They had the 3-way tie for first with Flower Bluff, Veterans Memorial, and PSJ North. 3-way tie, and they just happened to be the odd man out, third place due to points, and so they're not really your typical third place team.
Pelucio, quick out pass complete. That being to Simpson. He gets inside the 20. That'll be a 4th down. It should be 4th and about 1. We'll call it.
Yeah, it was a good job just running through a couple tackles to be able to get it to a 4th and short. I mean, he had 2 or 3 guys that were trying to wrap him up, but he gets down there and there's a Hornet hurt, and so hopefully he's okay. Hopefully we can get out of this ball game on both sides healthy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, the Smithson Valley team gathers to the near sideline. And we'll break away right now with 6:26 remaining in the ball game. Smithson Valley 49, Flower Bluff 7. More to come here on the Rangers Network. Back with you now for the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, Texas, as we see the injured player, that being number 56, Connor Davis, coming off the field. Nice to see him at least walking off under his own power. Little ginger. But it's 4th and 1 now. Line of scrimmage is the Smithson Valley 17-yard line. Rangers up 42 at 49-7. Flower Bluff says there's no tomorrow, we'll go for it. Simpson with the carry, bangs out to about the 15-yard line. They'll get a fresh set of downs.
First down, keeping that clock rolling. Feels like second half has lasted a long time, but clock will tick under 6 minutes.
Hornets can get a first down if they can move the ball to the Ranger 5. Two receivers either side for Jaden Pelucio. Quick pass out looking in Mims' direction. Pass incomplete.
And just very impressed with the fact that even with the backups in against the starting group, we're still able to get as much pressure on the quarterback, and that just tells you a lot about the depth of the Rangers and how well they're coached. And those guys that are in there right now, they practice hard, and they put in the time in the weight room and the film room just like everybody else, and so they're going in there and still getting pressure on the quarterback, playing impressive defense.
2nd and 10 now from the 15-yard line. Pelucio looking end zone. Pass incomplete.
Oh,
there's the penalty marker.
He's bailing him out now.
I think that was Rawls back in the secondary for Smithson Valley. Correction, that was number
Smith.
15.
Yeah, they tried to run the running back out of the running back seam out of the backfield, a little Percy. Philip Smith read it, and he's running and he's laying out to try to. It's just bailing him out right now is what it seems like, but it's what it is. I don't think that was pass interference, but they didn't ask me.
1st and goal. Line of scrimmage is the 4-yard line for Flower Bluff. They give Simpson straight ahead, nothing doing there. Good defensive pursuit that time, wrapping him up. It was number 33, Jacob Stover.
Yeah, brought both linebackers off both edges, pinched everybody else inside. Both Stover and Smith arrive, and a good wrap-up tackle. Really tackle for about half a yard loss, and so, but again, more importantly, it's, another 30, 40 seconds taken off the clock, and we're under 5 minutes now.
Two receivers near side and a single receiver to the far side on this 2nd and goal. Line of scrimmage to 3. They give Simpson straight ahead. Once again wrapped up. Big play that time. Philip Smith, among others, in on the stop. Chris Leha coming over to give a little help.
Yeah, pressure up the middle. But again, number 93, Caden Luck, and then making the back go laterally. And then by that time, everybody else had kind of rallied to it. Leha and Smith and some of those guys in there. So another 1-yard loss. So now 3rd and goal from the 4.
Pelucio, the snap. Quick pass out. Great defensive pursuit that time. Good coverage. Coming over to make the stop, Owen Truss.
Yeah, they ran the the receiver rail out of the backfield. Truss recognizes it. Hits him right on time. Not too early, not too late. Great tackle for only a gain of about 1.5 yards. So now it's going to be 4th and goal. See if the Ranger defense can stand up.
Line of scrimmage is the Ranger 2. It's 4th and goal for Flower Bluff. Ranger faithful directly below us here, getting loud. 3 receivers to the near side. A single receiver to the far side for Pelucio. Pass looking end zone. Pass incomplete. The Rangers defense is held.
Great coverage. Great coverage. Ball was high because he had pressure, and it didn't matter even if the pass was right on target. We had great coverage, and what a stand after a couple questionable penalties that extended Flower Bluff's drives with the starting offense. Backup group was able to go in there and make a goal line stand on 4th down. Incredible job keeping Flower Bluff to only 7 points, and with under 4 minutes left, Rangers will get a couple first downs that should wrap this thing up.
Absolutely. And you know, Brian, as you talked about earlier, with the exception of that first touchdown drive that made us stop and take pause and say, this is going to turn out to be a game, this game totally dominated by the Smithson Valley Rangers.
Yeah, just incredible adjustments and incredible play by the Ranger defense after that first drive, not only holding them and not letting them score again, but scoring 2 times of their own.
From the 2-yard line, first down, handoff. Coming near side, banging his way out across the 5 is De Hoyos. Stopped at about the 6-yard line. Julian Johnson in on the stop that time for Flower Bluff. Going to give him a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Yeah, good job of getting out of the end zone there by De Hoyos on the outside zone. Looks like they had a guy that had his hand on him that was going to be close to that goal line, but he outran him and got a little bit of breathing room.
The give to Hoyos once again across the 10. Down across the 15. Move the chains and give the Rangers a first down as they just continue to let that clock tick away.
Yeah, anytime, again, we talked about it earlier, when you can get a first down, you know that if the other team's not using any timeouts, obviously, or you don't throw the ball and stop the clock on an incompletion, you can take about 2 to 3 minutes per first down that you get, fresh set of downs. Just picked up one there with only 2:45 left. Maybe one more first down should do it.
1st and 10. Handoff once again to Hoyos. Bangs out to the 25. Just crosses. Or he's met there. And then on the stop, Thomas Adams for Flower Bluff. So the Rangers march on, and as you were mentioning, we'll face the winner of Angleton-LaPorte next week up in Waco.
Yeah, Waco, not sure the time, but regardless of who we play, we'll be playing at McLean Stadium, Baylor's home stadium up in Waco next Saturday.
To give to the Hoyos, they're going to wrap him up there. Abel Valdez, also Thomas Adams in on the stop for Flower Bluff. 20-yard line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it'll be 2 o'clock. It'll be 2 o'clock next Saturday versus the winner of Angleton and LaPorte. And that game is actually tied right now in the 4th quarter, so can't tell you who it's going to be yet, but regardless, the Rangers are going to be there Saturday, 2 o'clock at McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas.
Brody Wick and Isaiah Quintana slanched out to the far side. A miscue on the snap there.
Yeah, a little bit of a wide snap, and you got the sophomore Easton Walker in there at quarterback, unable to handle that kind of snap to the left, but wisely just falls on it. Doesn't, not trying to have a turnover here late, and so Rangers will send the punting unit out. But again, they did their job. They got out of the shadow of their own goalpost, got a first down, and that clock is continuing to run. And by the time Flower Bluff gets the ball back, there'll be under 40 seconds left in the game. I bet you Smithson Valley is probably going to take a 1-second timeout, run as much clock off the time off the clock as they can, and then take a timeout and then punt it away.
Seems to be the case as that clock, now it stops with 38 seconds left to go. Wow, 2 rushing touchdowns for Cade Spradling. Seeing him running the football again. Of course, he had a huge pass to P.K. Miller to get the game started with 10:53 to go in the 1st quarter. Had an 80-yard touchdown interception. Cade Spradling, quite a game for Smithson Valley. And oh yes, he did have help. The punt. This one down by Davila.
30 seconds left. hopefully one play. Looks like trying to see over there in their huddle whether or not the starters are going to come back out and whether they're going to try to throw one downfield. But if they hand the ball off, that should do it, and that would be the ball game right there.
Well, I see Dixon out there huddled up, and also I see Belucio.
Yeah.
Which take a moment to.
Yeah, see Dixon, see some of those guys out there. Yeah, it's the starting group, so it'll be interesting to see if they're trying to really put points on the board. 30 seconds left, right? They're just going to hand it off.
With apologies to the Flower Bluff quarterback and this announcer putting the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Last name is pronounced Belucio. So my apologies. Mims with a reception. Mims is going to take it to the house. With 20 seconds left.
Yeah, it's nice.
So a little cosmetic help on the scoreboard as Flower Bluff will get another touchdown.
Yeah, and obviously it's all for naught. It's a little too late, but you could see that what we were talking about the entire time was how explosive Mims is. He got shot out of a cannon. Wasn't able to really get started when the first group was in there. Right when he was catching, he was getting hit. But you let that guy get in the open field, he can move now, and you saw it right there.
Satsky out of the hold of Jace Raines. Kick is up, and it's good. We got 20 ticks of the clock left in this one. Flower Bluff with another touchdown, their first touchdown since the first quarter, as a matter of fact. The score now 49-14. So once again, just to remind you, the Angleton-LaPorte winner will get Smithson Valley next week. Going to travel up to McLean Stadium in Waco, home of the Baylor Bears, to play that one. 2 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, it's 24-21 Angleton right now. 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, so still some time there. So not sure who it's going to be, but regardless, like we said earlier, regardless of who it is, we'll be playing at Baylor Stadium, McLean Stadium, 2 o'clock on Saturday. Be there and be loud.
And regardless of who it is, I can guarantee you, Coach Larry Hill will have the troops ready. As we get set to kick this off, Satsky gets into it.
Should be a penalty if the ref knows what he's talking about.
Well, let's see. No markers.
It was very, very smart by Sowersby. The ball wasn't quite going out of bounds, so he stood out of bounds and caught the ball. That should be a penalty. It should be the same as if he kicked the ball out of bounds. Not that it matters. I mean, we're going to take a knee, but that is a little kind of quirk rule that not a whole lot of people know about. That if the returner is standing out of bounds and makes contact with the ball, it's the same as if the ball went out of bounds. And so, really heads-up play and smart play by Sowersby. It's just a shame that the referees apparently don't know that rule. They're discussing it right now, but again, it doesn't matter. It's a moot point. But 20 seconds, we're going to take a knee, whether we're getting at the 25. Or whether it's at the 6-yard line, but you'd like to reward the heads-up play by Sowersby.
There, they heard you. They heard you. There's the penalty marker.
See Coach Hill there and got his headset off, and you see a deep breath there. Knows the job well done, and so he'll take his squad up to Waco next week and face whoever it is. I know the Rangers are going to be there, and they're going to play well, so outstanding performance today by Smithson Valley in all 3 phases of the game. Kicking game, defense really stepped up and not only shut them down, but scored twice on their own. And offense was efficient, had explosive plays, had a number of plays over 10, 12 yards that are kind of classified as explosives. And with that handoff right there, that should do it. We're under 10 seconds, and Smithson Valley Rangers are going to state semifinals.
And that game, once again, taking place at 2 o'clock next Saturday, McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas. Gets the winner of Angleton-LaPorte. And with 3 zeros on the clock, we've seen a dandy Smithson Valley dominant the whole game against a very tough, cardiac, as you mentioned, Flower Bluff Hornets football team. Our final from the Alamo Dome, Smithson Valley 49, Flower Bluff 14. For all of us here at WIC Productions and my broadcast partner, Ryan Hill, my name is Roland J. Ruiz. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, so long, everybody.
Go Rangers.